So a good friend of mine has asked me to make some beer for him for his wedding, and now I've got to fill up 10 of these mini kegs for it. What have you got yourself into? So the wedding beer, pressure's on a little bit with this one. Obviously it's my mate's big day, so he likes the beers that I make, and he asked me to brew some beers up for him, which I was happy to do. Brewed up a couple of test batches based on the recipes that I'll show you in a minute already, and the bride and groom both like those, so cracking on with the final versions now. So yeah, the reality of it is starting to dawn on me a little bit now, with basically having to brew up 50 litres worth of beer for these guys, but fingers crossed everything will go well. I've planned and prepared as much as possible. Had a good clean up of everything, so just hoping that everything goes to plan and it turns out all right. What I'm making is a big batch of American Pale Ale from a recipe that I came up with myself with Citra and Mosaic, and then a slightly smaller batch of a Gamma Ray clone. So I did my own interpretation of the clone recipe for that, which came out pretty good, but then since then I've seen the supposedly official clone recipe that's in one of the Brewdog books, so I've adapted it slightly to make it closer to that, but it's pretty much along the same lines. So yeah, everything's prepped and ready to go. I've just finished weighing out the hops for the Pale Ale, which is the one that I'm going to be brewing in this video. So lots of Citra, Mosaic and a bit of Chinook. Let's have a look at the recipe for this one. So we've got, first of all, water wise, I've done a split batch of tap water and RO water. It would have taken ages to filter 40 plus litres of RO water, so I did half and half, and then added some gypsum to it to bring the sulphate and calcium up a bit, phosphoric acid to acidify the mash, and then grain bills, pretty straightforward, pale ale malt, about 500 grams of Vienna, and some Cara Munich for a bit of colour and sweetness. It also seems to bring a little bit of a bready kind of malty taste to it as well, the Cara Munich, which I quite like. Boil hops, not putting anything in until 30 minutes. I want my bittering hops to hopefully contribute a bit of the flavour from the Chinook as well, so 27 grams there. And then late additions of Mosaic, Citra, and a whirlpool or steep of 10 minutes for 34 grams of Citra, 17 grams of Mosaic. A big dry hop of Citra and Mosaic as well for 3 days, and fermenting out with the Independence yeast from Imperial. So that's the recipe that I'm going to be brewing today. The other one that I will do later is based on, as I said, the Gamma Ray recipe out of the Brewdog book, so I won't go through that just now. But that's it basically. So wedding beers are go. Let's get on with some Brewday footage and hope that there aren't any major disasters. Right, so it's the following morning, and the beer's in the fridge. Pitched the yeast a couple of hours after the I put it in there to chill down. So, and if you look in there closely, you can see that it is now off and running. So it's starting to form a bit of krausen. You can see the yeast at the bottom there. I also brewed the other beer last night as well, so that's the Gamma Ray clone down the bottom, and all three of them are now off and fermenting. So we'll leave those to do their thing over the next couple of weeks, and then I'll be probably coming back with another video when I package it up. So fingers crossed it's all on track.
I'm the dude, so that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness, or duder, or, you know, El Duderino.